What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Scheimer Fantasy Battle Report's got another battle report for you. Today is the ETC 2022 Battle. Guys, what is going on? It's round number 3. It's your boy James Sylvan here, and I'm going to get you another battle report out right now. Guys, what is going on? So, for those of you who are following along with the ETC, even the ESC, I've had a really rough go. I had fought about like 3 or 4 matches that were just not pyro friendly. 3 matches that were not pyro friendly. But not only that, but there's a level of rust that James Silva here is going through. Yes, I did just refer myself in the third person. Anyways, guys, my team is doing great in the ETC, but I'm still doing poor. I actually got a small loss in Infernal Dwarves. I actually had a fighting chance in that Infernal Dwarf game against people. The second game, I also had a fighting chance, but I ruined it horribly by forgetting my own rules, forgetting to move characters. You know, it put me in such a sour mood, and I couldn't like put my finger on it. I really couldn't put my finger on why I was in such a sour mood. Now, it could be the fact that I'm exhausted as shit. I've only had like 3 hours of sleep, and I've been biking for like 5 hours, right? So, like, it could be the number one reason why I'm a crabby ass man, but at the same time is I feel like there was a lot of microaggressions in the last game that kind of were just eating at me, you know, from just like little small things. You know, you can't do that, or you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do, and it was just constant little microaggressions. And I know how to fucking play the game. I made mistakes, you know, but guys, going at the end of day 1 at the ETC, my team is doing great. My team is doing way better than I am, and we're in 9th place. We did start off in 1st place. We did start off with a huge fucking lead to this whole tournament, and going into the second day, we're starting into 9th place. Now, we just fought Sweden. Sweden's the team that's above us in 8th place. They're going to have to fight Denmark, which, you know what? I'd rather them fight Denmark than us, but we're going to go ahead and fight Ukraine. Now, Ukraine this is the 3rd ETC, the 3rd ETC out of 4 that Mexico have shown up to that Ukraine has gone against us, okay? The first year, I think it was a totally different team. I don't really remember who was on the team specifically in Ukraine, but I definitely haven't seen the same guy that I remember from that year come back, all right? The last time I fought them was in 2019. In 2019, we were all doing really good, and then their coach, which is their captain, he started doing timeouts, and literally they all flipped the script on us, and they beat us, right? They beat us big that year, okay? This year, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys? So, like I said, if you guys have been following along with the bike saga is basically, we're still doing this from the night before. We were trying to go over lists, and basically what happens is I go into a zone. I start looking at who is our first drop, and if we figure out that first drop, I have to come up with all the scenarios of who do they drop, who do we drop, and you know, going on back and forth. Part of my reasoning here, and just to let you guys know, all right, let's just say I throw out Jorge, because he's a safe bet, right? I throw out Jorge, but is Jorge our only option to fight, say, the vampire count, right? Or did I just lose our best chance of beating the vampire count because I threw out Jorge first? Some, you know, scenarios like that. So I have to understand that I have certain players who are counters, I have certain players who are safe, and I have certain players who need to go for these specific guys, you know? Jorge might be one of them. Neil is one of them. Charlie and Orco are one of them. So, you know, it's Gonzalo's a safe player. I could probably put him out and probably could have done well. But Gonzalo, since he's a safe player, he also has counters to certain armies, right? Looking at this list, I don't have the full matrix up because Neil didn't put numbers, he just put colors, and the colors were whited out. So looking at this incomplete matrix right now, their KOE player, which is their captain, and I am very aware that's probably their best player because of what he did to us in 2019, is bloody red. I'm red, my brother's red, Oracle's red, Euron's red. I don't know about Neil, but Gonzalo's good, Charlie's good, Jorge's good. Their vampire counts. everybody's red. Somebody's gonna have to take on that vampire account, and I don't know. I don't remember who does, but we're gonna see how that goes, right? So, this is one of the two teams that has Undying Dynasties, and the Undying Dynasties can be hit or miss. So that's kind of where we're looking at, like, who's gonna handle this? The other ones are Sylvan Elves. Sylvan Elves, some people put down as red match. Vermin Swarms, people put as red match. Those are matches that I don't find as red match, but that my team does, right? So that's so I have a couple players here, like my brother and Euron, who are red almost everywhere it's red with very small spots of green, and I'm like, whoo, that's going to be hard to match for. It's really going to be hard to match for. So now I'm on my bike ride home, and it's a 2.5 hour bike ride. It's 2.5 hours of just like and it's dark. It's fucking pitch black after dinner. Like, we literally have to leave our party. And that's the thing too, is it really did bug me. It did bug me that I would have to leave early when all my team is hanging out and having dinner and having a good time and staying in the same hotel and all that. It hurt me to be like, I gotta go, guys. I gotta take a 2.5 hour bike ride up the fucking mountain. So we started going up the mountain, and we get back, and I'm like sweating balls. And this time, we're trying to fuck with this door, and I don't know if I told you guys about this door yet, but for some goddamn reason, this door was fucking pain in the ass. You could put the key. There's only one key, but there's two locks. You try to turn one way, it doesn't open. You try to turn the other one the same way, doesn't open. Then you turn them both the other way, doesn't open. It was some fucking weird voodoo shit going on with this door, and it fucking pissed me off. The time before, though, the day before, Hermanard was in there and he figured it out. He's like, oh, this one turns this way, this one turns that way, right? This time I'm fucking with the door, and it's like 1 in the morning, maybe closer to 2 in the morning. I'm fucking tired. I'm sweating. We want to take a shower. We have to wake up at like 3 or 4 hours just to go back to the ETC. And as I'm fucking with it, Hermanard's not there. I'm like, man, we're not even waking this guy up. So we finally get in. Once we finally figure out that fucking lock, Hermanard's not there. None of the Norse are there. None of the Norway guys are there. And we're like, wow, they must be up clubbing. They must be doing something, right? So we're like, whatever. Let's shower. Let's get ready. Let's go to bed. And let's get going to the ETC tomorrow morning. Next morning, we wake up. Hermanard's still not there. And we woke up at like 5:45 in the morning. We're like, dude, he didn't make it back. His whole crew didn't make it back. We're like, wow. All right. So Amanda and I got ready. We put our stuff together. Now we know how to do the hill this time. We know it. We're ready. So we got our shit together. Go down that freaking mountain. Flying down the fucking mountain, okay? We get there. Get ready for this ETC. Let's go over freaking Ukraine. Let's go over who I'm going to drop, and boom, I'm going to drop Jorge. Now, looking at this and thinking about it a little bit more since then, this probably was a mistake because Jorge had good counters to some of the matches that we were afraid of, honestly, right? But when we were doing the match process, there's two things. Number one is Jorge put a lot of these as green matches, and I am not entirely sure they were all green. Okay, but that's also the experience of this is his first ETC. I'm not sure if he's very aware of how do I put it. I'm not entirely 100% behind the matrix for a new player. If it's somebody's like third or fourth ETC or team tournament, yeah, great. But the first time, there's always that variable, and this has happened to me a couple times in a couple teams. Mexico players, they overestimate their matrix. So I don't know. It looks green to me. I'm going to trust it right now. Let's throw out Jorge first. We throw out Jorge first. They end up giving us Undying Dynasties, and I forgot who the other guy was. Now, Undying Dynasties is, again, like I said, it has a couple reds on some people that we haven't thrown out yet. So we were like, dude, we can give you this Jorge. Jorge has a good number. He's actually our best chance based on the Matrix to take on this Undying Dynasty player. So I'm like, all right, Jorge, you got it. They throw out Orcs and Goblins, which just kind of threw me for a loop there. That's Little Cow. All right, so Little Cow, I did play him once in ESC in 2019, and I think he's a great player. I really do. He told me that he wasn't playing lately, but we'll see how he does. He has a full Goblin list. Oh, no, he doesn't. He has 2-3 characters, maybe. But he he has a couple hordes, and again, this is me and Euron going back and forth. Now we throw out Euron because Euron actually has a green match against this. He has a couple hordes, he has a couple Black Orc units, but what ends up happening here is that Euron has a lot of red, so we're just trying to ditch Euron before he gets stuck with a red. All right, so we give it to Euron and we give it to somebody else. They end up choosing Euron. Okay, we end up choosing the Undying Dynasties, like I said. That's who we go. We end up taking a couple cards back. All right. Next up, we throw Jesse, and we throw Jesse because, let's see, I think Jesse just had everything was pretty much red, and we're like, Jesse, you really don't have a good match here. You have one yellow. Honestly, yeah, yeah. So we're like, we'll just throw out Jesse. So we threw out Jesse. We know he's going to take a loss, but maybe he could pick up one of those red ones. Hopefully Vampire counts. He ends up getting Empire of the Sun still. Now, the Empire was his one yellow, so we're like, just take it, Jesse. Just take it. You'll do good. Let's see how that goes, right? They throw out Warriors of the Dark Gods. When they throw out Warriors of the Dark Gods, we give it to Neil, and I think we gave it to like Gonzalo or Charlie. And Neil, they end up choosing Neil, which again, this is like the second or third time Neil has fought Warriors of the Dark God, all right? So, going into the Matrix here, we end up throwing out, it looks like, Charlie. I'm trying to figure this out real quick. I want to say we throw out Charlie. Charlie was a safe bet. There's only one bad match, which is Vampire Coven. So if they throw out Vampire Coven, we just don't give it to Charlie. That's simple. We protect Charlie doing so. Okay? They throw out... I think they threw out Vampire Coven. They either threw out Vampire Coven or Sylvan Elves. Okay? So if they threw out Sylvan Elves, there's actually two answers for us. There's myself and there's Gonzalo. Okay? So both of us could handle the Sylvan Elves. Orko could also handle the Sylvan Elves, but we were figuring we were going to try to hold Orko in the hand. I want to say it was. Either we throw out Orko in the hand, or I think it's possible we threw out myself and Orko. I want to say that's what it was. We threw out myself and Orko, holding Gonzalo in the hand. One of those scenarios. Either way, what ended up happening was, I got my match. I got the Sylvan Elf, and I was like, cool, I got Sylvan Elves. That means it's going to be a win for me. Charlie ended up getting another mirror match, and this is like his second or third mirror match, which is Vermin Swarm versus Vermin Swarm, and he's okay with that. So we're feeling good. We're like, yes, we got a couple good matches. We got Euron's good match, Charlie's a good match, I'm a good match, Jesse technically is a good match, Jorge's a good match, right? And then we ended up getting Gonzalo against Vampire Coven, which is perfect. That's one of my purple matches. So I got one purple match there. I got myself as a purple match there. The one we couldn't match up was the KOE. Somebody had to take the KOE. Somebody. We would have liked to go to Charlie. Didn't go to Charlie. He ended up holding his KOE because he's the best. It's the best player they have, and he ends up taking Orko. Orko knows. Orko's pissed right away. He's like, son of a bitch, because he did not want to fight KOE. During our meeting, we were talking about it. We were talking about how we have like 5 or 6 good matches, green matches, okay? So the one thing we don't want, so the one thing for Orko is just simple. Dude, even if you're going to lose, get us some points. And that's exactly what Orko tells me. Orko's like, James, you don't have to worry. I'm not coming back with a 0. I'm going to try to get you 5. I'm going to try to get you 7. I'll try to get you what I can. But I'm not coming back with a 0. I'm a good player. Trust me. And I'm like, all right, cool. So Orko's got that. Our opponent, he was like, we were going to randomize the table. I brought a D8 ready to just roll it from my D&D. And all of a sudden, he's like, no, don't even bother. You already randomized it. We'll just go table 1 through 8. And we're like, and I was so ready to roll that D8. Like, fine. All right. So we're going to go ahead and set up the tables. I ended up playing their Sylvan Elf player, which is Artem. Artem, I do not know how to say your last name. I'm going to try and butcher it, all right? Kurhansky. All right? Anyways, Artem comes out here with his Sylvan Elf army. Now, before the match, I think this was actually the night before, I want to say Lucas was the one who came up to me and he's like, dude, you got to be careful with this guy's list. It was Neil. It was totally Neil. Neil was like, James, you got to be careful with this guy's list. I said, why? He said, because he has these guys with the banner of whatever. They just start popping up. If it wasn't the banner, it was something else. And we'll go over his list in a second. But they pop up in a forest behind your unit, okay? And I said, oh, okay, that's fine. Most of my army doesn't really need to be stationary. That's the best part about my army. That's the one thing I enjoy out of my army is they're not stationary. They're very mobile units, right? So I was like, yeah, that's fine. That's totally cool. Now he does have like MR4, I want to say it was, in one unit, which is just ridiculous, right? But or MR3, but it's just it's pretty rough. When I sat down across from him, he was like, "Yeah, just I don't like to be burned, man. I don't like the fucking pyromancy." Speaking of which, here's my magic. I got Fireball, Pyroclastic Flow, Cascading Fire, and Enveloping Embers. Let's go over his list really quick. Ukraine and Artem. All right, so he has a druid. Here, you guys can see it. He has two kings on. One is a wizard master on cosmology. One of them is a wizard master on shamanism. They're both on eagles. Both of these guys are pretty much butt ass naked. Buck ass naked, but they're not going to be in range of most of the stuff getting that could shoot him, right? His big issue here is he has a unit of 13 blade dancers and two characters, which are two chieftains. One of them is a shapeshifter, the other one is the BSB. And like I said, that unit is just so much MR that it's just hard to just nuke him or shoot him. Plus, he's going to pop up. Now, he has the 29 archers. He has 3 units of Heath Riders, and they're putting with the shield and standard bearer and musician. They're basically scoring units, and that's all they are, is fast scoring units. He has 2 units of Kestrel Knights, and that's where the majority of his points are those 2 units of 6 Kestrel Knights. And again, they're going to pop up and just fly over wherever the hell they want. All right. These are his Kestrel Knights, as you can see. I don't know. I think the one with the I was going to say the Band-Aid, but the one who has a boo-boo. He ends up, I think that's the Champ. All right. Over here, as you can see, this is the unit of the 13 Blade Dancers. He has the 1 character in there. I think maybe 2 characters. It's 1 character because there's 7 wide. He has the Archers right behind them. Then he has the other unit of Kestrel Knights. And then he has his Heath Riders. Heath Riders, they look like they got a little bit battle damage from the travel here. We're playing in the diagonal, and those of you who are asking what my list is, you are watching the wrong channel because I am too goddamn lazy to even post the list. Guys, so we're playing not Battleline. We're playing the diagonal, okay? And we're playing breakthrough, okay? I decided before the game, for some reason I do this on diagonal too, but there's no reason for my savages to be in horde formation. He's not coming at me in any direction where I'm going to be able to just hit him with so many ranks or attacks, right? He's going to hit me either with 1 unit or he's going to shoot me to death. So I'm going to go in horde or in rank formation and just try to hold steadfast whenever I can. On the left flank, you can't see it in this picture, excuse me, but is Ruckus. I think he's taking first turn, by the way. So I counter deploy the chariots to his kestrels, and I'm going to just skim ahead real quick to see if I took... Yeah, it's his first turn. Okay, so yeah. So I put the savages there, put the trolls in the middle. The trolls are actually a fun unit for me in these scenarios because they don't really care about getting charged or getting shot, stuff like that, so I don't mind having the trolls in the center. I put my general right there because I don't think he has much in armor piercing against my general in this moment. And then I put my forest goblins there. I put my common goblins back there, and I totally forgot the fact at this point as I'm deploying that that Neil warned me that he has a forest that's going to pop up behind. So I'm totally not even... I even told them, I was like, oh, I could just put like the chariots or one of my monsters facing the rear and worrying about the forest back there. Totally forgot about it as I'm deploying. More worried about the breakthrough. So what I ended up doing was I ended up putting the common goblins back like how they are, so that way even if he moves his kestrels over there, he can't get out of my line of sight of those goblins. Same thing with the black orcs on the right, and then Koopa's all the way on the far right. I go ahead and I scout my spider riders right behind that impassable over there, and it's going to start off, that's how the table looks. It's going to start off turn 1, Sylvan Elves, these little fancy tree boys. Alright, so turn 1, what he does is his shapeshifter just starts running out. You know, and he basically puts it in a spot where I can't see him for shit. And he charges, he charges his Kestrels. He needs like a 10 or 11 into the with the reroll, might add, into my K pack, and I was like, shit, did I put him too close? Now he does got the reroll chance, but he fails it. Woo! He moves about 3 or 4 inches forward, which is fine with me. And then all of a sudden, this fucking unit just like pops out. The force pops up right in front of my Savage Orcs. What he's planning here is to just frenzy bait me. I'm gonna go into him, and he's in the forest, so I won't be steadfast in the forest, and I'm going to lose my savages. That simple, right? He chaffs my trolls with his 1 unit of Heath Riders that are vanguarding and not the light troops one. And like I said, he moves those freaking Kestrels right in front of my common goblins, out of line of sight of my Black Orcs, out of sight of Koopa, and that's basically where he puts them, okay? The archers are going to go ahead and start facing this way, and then basically that's about how the table looks. It's going to start off his magic. Magic, he gets a 6 on the flux, goes ahead and he starts, I want to say he gives these guys altered sight. He does. He shoots into my K-Pack. He does 1 wound. He ends up doing enough wounds to kill the 1 unit of the K-Pack, but I end up pulling this one for, because if I pull the other one, I'm outside of my leadership bubble. That's why. So that's basically what ends up happening. It's going to start off my turn. This is how the table looks. Let's go into turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins, turn 1. And by the way, I got Breath of Corruption for my Wizard Crown. Turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. It's real simple. I don't fail my frenzy. I'm going to call out the Wog! I Wog. Now I'm going to charge the trolls into his fucking Heath Riders, right? And I'm just going to collect those points. That's easy, right? I'm going to move my BGKs out of the way of his Kestrels. They're in my way. But I am definitely going to charge my K-Pack into his Kestrels up on the hill. He's moved 4 inches closer. It's 4 inches closer. The K-Pack only needs like a 7, I think it was. Maybe an 8. On Swift, and he's like, shit, I'm gonna flee. So he flees with that unit. He chooses to flee with that unit. Okay? I go ahead and I move my Spider Riders up this way, Koopa up this way, and basically I leave the common goblins with the shields and the bows facing off the Kestrels alone. I move Zod in line of sight of them, so if he does charge them, I'm gonna hold steadfast and I can ram him with Zod in the next turn. Right? Like I said, his 1 unit fled up over the mountain, so I go ahead and I just move Ruckus up, boom, 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 to chase down some motherfuckers, okay? In case he rallies, in case whatever, Ruckus is gonna pick up somebody, right? And that's how it looks. Magic, he uses a Binding Scroll. I think he has 2 Binding Scrolls, by the way. He uses the Binding Scroll to get rid of my Breath of Corruption. He's scared shitless of the Breath of Corruption. Go ahead and I do a Cascading Fire onto these guys, because Cascading Fire, I don't have to look. I just do it behind me, kill off one of the birds. Nothing really happens. Alright, gonna go ahead and start shooting these guys into the guys in the trees here. Now, he is hard target. He is in the trees. I'm hitting him on like 7s, I think it is, but I still end up killing one of them. That's fine with me. Two of them, excuse me. Oh, shit. And he's just like, shit, because he expected me to fail that frenzy and charge in, but I'm still there. I'm still good, right? That's how the table looks. It's going to go ahead and start off his turn. Sylvan Elves, turn 2. Sylvan Elves, turn 2. He charges into my savages. Okay, now this isn't as bad as it looks, okay, because the trolls killed their unit of Heath Riders. Trolls are facing the flank here. I might have chaffed myself here, but I think the reason I did this was so he couldn't charge past the trolls into Zod, or simple fact of if I lose the savages and the trolls go in, I'm going to have more stomps in this way. Alright. I didn't forget about stomps ever again. After that second game, never again have I forgot about stomps. Okay? And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Alright. So he charges into the savages. These guys failed to rally because his BSB is back in this unit over here. They fly through the trees, and he is pissed. He is pissed about this because they had a feign flight. If he rallied them, he could have moved them wherever he wanted to. They have feign flight, but nope. He failed the freaking rally, and now they have only one chance to come back off the table before they run off the table, and he doesn't get faint flight after that. All right, these guys decided not to deal with the goblins. They decided to face this way. They saw the trap easy. Magic, he gets a 1 on the flux. He goes ahead and he does Awaken the Beast on this unit of sword dancers here. He gets it off twice. And I think at this point, after the first one, I was just like, whatever. I'm going to just try to kill whatever I can. What is this? I don't know why I have a picture of that. Shooting. Oh, shooting. His archers over here end up killing off my spider riders. That's what that empty picture is. And then over here, he starts shooting into Ruckus, and he gets a wound off. Over here, he ends up killing off, looks like 15 or more feral orcs. And the feral orcs, I think, kill off like 2. No, they kill off a couple more than 2. Now, the guy does do the dance where he's getting a 3-up ward, but I still end up getting off 3 wounds off in this unit. I think I even put up a wound on his BSB, but it doesn't. That never really comes back around because guess what? I'm steadfast, and I failed the fucking steadfast. I rolled double 5s. Come on, man! Ah, I don't have a reroll. I failed my steadfast. He's like, oh, I guess I got lucky. He chases, and when he chases them down, he ends up overrunning way past out of my trolls line of sight. Alright, that's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's go start off turn 2. Orcs and Goblins. Turn 2. I don't have this freaking, let's see the movement real quick. I'm gonna go to this picture here because this picture has the best view of my movement. Alright, but it looks like my K-Pack just moved away. He has that one single dude. That's what it is. He used that one single dude to chaff my chariots. He has the, I want to say the Willow Ward thing. He has like a 1-up armor on that guy, and that's it. So even if I charge in with the K-Pack, do however many wounds, I'm going to be AP 0 with his shield. So basically, he doesn't care if I impact him. So he chaffed me, so I just walked around him. I reformed the trolls. I put the trolls facing this way because they're going to have to either fight the kestrels or fight the dancers. And then Zod's kind of facing, protecting the K-Pack. My forest goblins move this way. I'm going to shoot into him, and I think Koopa just started running up with Ruckus to block into him, right? Magic, he ends up using his second binding scroll to stop Breath of Corruption. Go ahead and I do, it looks like a pyroclastic flow. That's what it looks like. Into his birds. I end up killing off another 2 birds. Yeah, 2 birds. Causes a panic. They run, and they run really close to that board edge, but they don't fall off. These guys rally. Alright, over here I end up doing a Scorching Salvo. I end up killing off 2 of these guys, and that's about it. It's going to start off turn 3. If I even had a Scorching Salvo. Did I have Scorching Salvo? Nope. It looks like I just did a Fireball or some shit to these guys. It's going to start off turn 3. Sylvan Elves. Turn 3. These fucking Eagles did not rally. They ran off the table turn 3. Woo! 536 points. These Eagles did rally, and they turn around right here. Basically, you could see his, where's his little single dude? His little freaking character with the freaking 1-up armor is right in between Zod and the trolls, threatening my forest goblins. My black orcs are just running up, trying to get to that breakthrough. His other unit, he has 2 units of horsey boys that are his scoring unit. Obviously, the archers are never going to make it to the other side. As you can see, Ruckus and Koopa are both just hunting those archers, and he got to a point where he decided to just dip out with both of his wizards. Both of his wizards are just like, fuck this noise, seeing both of these guys just coming through the forest and through the fields. And I basically, at that point, I was just figuring target saturation. He could shoot one of them, he can't shoot both of them, right? That's how I figure it. So, my common goblins, I think, are just starting to walk towards the objective as well, and then he's using his 2 horsey boys to the objective on the other side, right? Magic, he gets a 5 of the flux, goes ahead, he does a swarm of his insects onto Ruckus. He ends up getting off a wound. He does altered sight onto his archers, and his archers just start shooting into Ruckus, and end up doing, looks like 3 wounds. I just lucked out there. Over here, this motherfucker, he's coming after me, and I'm just like, motherfucker, I don't want to deal with this guy. Yeah. Why did I take a picture? Oh, I think he shot me. I think he's been shooting into me and killing off a couple of my goblins here. Oh shit! Let's go start off turn 3. Orcs and goblins. Orcs and goblins. Turn 3. My trolls are charging into the rallied kestrels, and at this point, if the trolls kill the kestrels and do nothing the rest of the game, I'm happy for them. The kestrels are about 500 points worth. I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. Trolls need like a 8 to get into the charge, and they fail that charge. Doesn't even look like an 8. Look at that. It looks maybe like a 13 or 14 inches on eyeball, so maybe yeah, probably an 8. All right, I decided to move Zod away from the shapeshifter, and I decided to just move the goblins just out of the line of sight of the shapeshifter as well. My other goblins, like I said, I'm just moving for the objective. Koopa charges in alone because I felt like if I charged in with Ruckus is about to die to a stand and shoot. So I just decided, or even the terrain, I don't even know. So I'm just like, you know what? Koopa's healthy. Koopa got 2 wounds in on him, it looks like. But Koopa's healthy, and Koopa could just fuck up some archers. So let's go ahead. Koopa! You fat ass. Let's go in. I moved the K-Pack over there kind of on the hill, kind of away from the hill, I think. Just to get out of line of sight of his horsey boys back there, but also start shooting wounds into his shaman. Magic can get an 8 on the flux, and this is the one turn he doesn't have a binding scroll. I pop off the Breath of Corruption. Alright? That's the only magic I got off. I think I tried to do some other shit. He just kind of stopped it. The Breath of Corruption was the last one to go off. It's 12 inches from Koopa. If you look at this picture, I did this shit on purpose. Koopa is 12 inches away from Zod. Zod is right facing that one motherfucker, and I'm going to go bleh, and puke all over him, and I fucking kill that shapeshifter in one turn of magic. One turn of magic. I honestly got like only 6 from the breath attack hits, and I got 3 wounds exactly, and he failed. I don't even think he had a ward, so he just died. Whew. Man, I was thank God that motherfucker's dead. Alright. I shoot a wound into this shaman here with just the K-Pack. That's it. Just 1 wound. Over here, I think he challenges out with the champ. Koopa just eats the champ, and it's going to go ahead and start off his turn. Sylvan Elves turn 4. Sylvan Elves turn 4, there's a lack of pictures here. I think, let me see if I can find a picture of the movement. Don't really have a picture of the movement. We're going to go into Magic. Magic got to 4 in the flux. Goes ahead and he does Chilling Howl onto my goblins here so I can stop doing so many wounds. Don't know how he killed Koopa. It looks like he killed Koopa with shooting maybe, but he only needed 2 wounds. Over here, not Koopa, sorry, Ruckus. Ruckus died. Over here, Koopa just starts ripping apart fucking archers. There's not enough archers here to deal with Koopa. Koopa just fucks him up so bad. He ends up chasing him this way, and I just said, fuck it. I need to chase this unit. I need to earn the points on this unit and just let my other units walk into the objective. Let's go start off turn 4, Orcs and Goblins. Turn 4, Orcs and Goblins. I'm moving my Black Orcs up that way. The guys, I think Koopa just chased them off the table because I was just like, fuck it, let me just do this. Now, I do this conga line with the trolls. I do this shit on purpose, okay? He moved his Kestrel's way over there, and he has this unit of sword dancers, right? So the Pathfinders, whatever they're called. They're not Pathfinders. What is their name? Their name is Blade Dancers. Okay. So he puts the Blade Dancers here, but he moves his character into that unit. So if he charges the trolls, he might lose that character, which is his general or his other wizard, right? Not only that, but it protects the goblins from getting charged straight. Okay, so the goblins go ahead and turn around facing the kestrels. I'm going to go ahead and blast the kestrels, and I'm inviting him to charge through the ruins. Okay, and then Zod's facing this way. K-Pack's still alive. K-Pack's out of line of sight over there, but K-Pack is trying to deal with the fact that there's another eagle on that side, and also 2 units that are in my scoring objective zone. I might have 2 of my scoring units in his objective zone, so I'm just hoping to tie the objective at this point. Okay, that's all I'm hoping. All right. And for the record, I know that the Blade Dancers are not scoring. That is not the point. There's 2 horsey boys in the corner that you can't see in this picture. Alright, Magic got a 5 on the flux. Go ahead and I do a Pyroclastic Flow. Kill off another Kestrel Knight. He does not panic, okay? These guys start shooting into the horsey boys. I kill off 1 horsey boy. 1. Now he has a unit with 3 and a unit with 4. I gotta kill either of them and just get them out of my fucking objective, right? Over here, I'm going to start shooting into his kestrels. I end up doing, I think, 1 more wound. Again, he just doesn't panic. He's good. It's going to start off turn 5. Sylvan Elves turn 5. I didn't see this one coming. I think I just pushed my guys to march forward. I think I failed to march is what it was. But He charges into the rear of my goblins here. Now, I am in general's leadership, so I should be able to hold the steadfast, okay? But this is an issue. All I'm trying to do is make sure I could kill. I mean, there's only 3 wounds left. I could do it. I could do it. He charges his shaman here into my K-Pack. There wasn't much I could do about this. I was just like, shit. I think I accidentally gave up the flank. I think it was just a oversight. So he's going to make both of those charges. Magic, he gets a 2 on the flux, goes ahead, and he does a totemic summon. And I totally did not see this one coming. He pops up the totemic summon there. It's that eagle right there. Now this is an issue. This is an issue. My Black Orcs are in his end zone, by the way. My Goblins aren't going to make it. Especially with that totemic summon, I was like, shit. I'm hoping to kill his Kestrels at least, right? He ends up putting up Chilling Howl on these guys again. That's kind of the reason why I couldn't kill him. Even with the pyro, and then basically that's how the table looks. Close combat. My goblins looks like they end up losing a couple, but I stick there on the steadfast like I said, and it's going to start off my turn. Orcs and goblins turn, whatever turn this is. Orcs and goblins turn, you see the number. I moved my goblins towards the center. At this point, we're getting I think 30-minute warnings or even less. I think it might have been 15-minute warnings at this point, and I was like, oh shit, we have to fucking rush the end of this game. So it looks like he failed to charge onto the K-Pack, by the way. So I moved Koopa up, and I decided to move everybody, my forest goblins, my K-Pack, everybody, to shoot the units that are in my deployment, okay? That is my new goal. My new goal is to, my goblins aren't going to make it in 2 turns into my deployment, so I'm going to make sure one of his units doesn't make it into my deployment, okay? So, Magic got a 6 on the flux. Go ahead and I do a cascading fire. End up killing off. Oh, I think I did this on this unit over here. I think I tried to give my goblins a fighting chance by killing off one of them with a cascading fire. It didn't really matter though. The other magic he did stop. Over here, he ends up killing off a couple more of my goblins. My goblins cannot kill that last guy. I did shoot into his horsey boys. I think I killed a couple wounds. The problem here is since we're under that timer now, we are in a situation where we're rushing through and I'm not taking as many pictures, okay? So I'm not taking as many pictures, but I'm telling you right now, I am trying to shoot the shit out of those fucking horses. Those horses only have a little bit of turf in between the trolls, the his blade dancers, and what actually counts as my deployment, because he's going off that little corner of deployment that is on that side. All right, his turn 5 or 6. He charges here his wizard master into my K-Pack, and I just have to let it go. I'm like, fine, it happens, right? As you can see, here we go. That's the picture I was looking for. As you can see, this is what he's trying to do. He's hiding those guys behind the rock. They literally, I think, even if you move a little further to the left, it's not my deployment. The deployment starts midway through that rock. So right now he has 2 units in that deployment. You can see there's 2 of them that are just trying to hide behind his guys, hide behind my trolls. He doesn't charge my trolls because not that he'll lose his guys. He might not do shit though, because my trolls are doing that regen, and I might just end up killing more of his guys than it's worth the trouble. And if I stick, which I probably will stick for the record, the General Zod could help out, or the K-Pack could have helped out, whatever. So he doesn't want to bother with the fucking trolls. He decided just to try to protect his guys, right? Now, Magic, he gets an 8 on the flux. He goes ahead and he moves a second totemic summon right here in front of him. I let this go because I actually had a different strategy planned. So I was like, all right, go for it. The totemic summon pops up here, and basically his eagle, let's go back to the eagle right there. His eagle goes ahead and charges in, and I think does a wound. Okay, so he has a charge, a flank, and a wound. I'm down by 3. I'm in leadership bubble. I pass it. It's not a problem. All right, I'm gonna hold there. I'm gonna reform, and when I reform, he realizes he's in deep shit with that character, because it's gonna start off turn 6. Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins turn 6, and like I said, at this point we're in the last 5 minutes or 4 minutes of the game, and we're like, oh shit, we gotta hurry this up. And I was like, I got this fast. Zod charges in here, boom, right into that guy. There was nothing that guy could do. I think it was, I forgot how it goes, but basically either he stays on that corner and Koopa goes in, or if he goes to the other corner, Zod comes in. He put his luck with Zod versus Koopa. All right, I think that's what happens. Koopa doesn't charge in. Koopa walks over this way because I'm going to shoot the shit out of these fucking guys. That's what I'm going to do. Shoot the shit out of these guys. The Forest Goblins go to do the same. And like I said, the Trolls actually just reformed into a skinny little rank to get out of my line of sight. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do Magic, get a 3 on the Flux. And I end up blasting the shit out of those horses. When I did the first one, I go, those are tall, correct? He goes, yeah. I go, Volley Fire, don't care. I'm going to just start fucking blasting them. So first thing I do is I hit them with the magic missiles, end up killing off the 2. Good. Now we're tied on the objective. Now I'm going for the kill. So I go ahead and before I get to shooting, I end up doing a fireball, a single fireball, and it ends up doing exactly 2 wounds to these horses. There's 1 horse left. The attribute nails the last one. Woo! That is literally legit the end of the game. Guys, I look at the scoreboard, and it's less than a minute to turn in the score. So we're rushing it in. We're both putting it in, putting in. And we have help from our teammates. Our teammates are just right there like, okay, you kill this, all right. And they're doing our points for us. They're putting it in the new recruit. We put it in with less than 20 seconds left before we got penalties. Oh, my God. At the end of the day, Orcs and Goblins were victorious. I got the objective. And that last second objective got me a 14-6 victory. 14-6. Whew. It gave me a moment of like, oh my God, I got that like sigh of relief out, right? So now I'm hearing from our coach, by the way, Jesus, and Jesus is like, and let me see if I could find it real quick while I tell you this. This was match 3. Gonzalo won. Charlie won. Jaffe, he won, and I'm going to go over the scores in a second, right? Your brother Jorge, something happened, and he could have had it, but he lost. Okay, Jesse, he lost. Neil, he got it. You got the win. Oh shit! My bad. I don't got a 14-6. I got a 17-3. I just saw it right now. I got a 17-3 on that. Holy shit! And then Orko was the table next to me, and Orko was arguing with the guy. And the guy wanted to stop, I think, like turn an Orko. You could just leave it in the comment section what happened below. I vaguely remember this, but I remember the guy saying he just wanted to stop the game at the end of his turn, and then Orko was like, that's unfair, and then they were just both like, fuck it, we're just gonna play through and get the penalty. And I was like, no, don't do that. But Orko was pissed, the guy was pissed, they were like arguing with each other, and not that they were like pissed, maybe they were just heated, but regardless, that game went overtime, and this is where we got our penalty points at in this game. All right. So and I know because I was literally just finished like, whoa, yeah, 20 seconds left, and I look and they're still playing, and I'm like, oh shit, hurry up. But Orko ends up losing. Okay. So again, I'm gonna count the wins: Gonzalo, Charlie, Jaff, Neil, me. That's 5 people who won. 5 people who won. They had their captain, Castellan. He ends up winning against Orko. Il Furioso beats my brother. And the great unclean one, the Undying Dynasty, he beats Jorge. They only got 3 wins. We got 5. They won the round. What? What the fuck? Seriously? Wow. I was so confused, like, how the fuck did they win if we got more wins? So here's the deal. Gonzalo, he ended up getting 17 on their Vampire. Vampire was one of the red matches that we had, but once Gonzalo got the Vampire, that was perfect. We know that was going to be a win. Charlie, on his second mirror match at the ETC, he ended up getting a 14-6, which is really good. Jaffe could have got more, and he had a double 6 roll that on a panic check. And I forgot how he said it. He said it wasn't even a panic check. I think he chose to flee, and he rolled double 6s. And as long as he didn't roll double 6s, he was going to stay on the table. But he also said, well, if I didn't choose to flee and it was a panic check, which it was going to be either way, I still rolled double 6s and I was still going to run. So, like, either way, he was going to lose that unit, and he was just like, fuck. So, his cannons, I think, misfired, and he couldn't kill Little Cow's Koopa. And so basically, I mean, I'm surprised Jaffe pulled out 11, but he was. I remember looking at the middle of the game during Artem's moves. I was looking to see what Jaffe was doing, and Jaffe was like, "Oh, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good." Jorge, like I said, he got a 0 on that one, and that one hurt a lot with the Undying Dynasties. I'm not entirely sure. I could ask Jorge what happened, but by the time you guys watch this, we're going to move on to the next game anyways. Same thing with Jesse and the Empire. Don't know really what happened right off the bat. If they could remind me, and I'll remember. Neil, he got a big win on the Warriors with a 14. But like I said, the other guys who are winning on their side so far have got a 20, a 19, and a 17. And those 3 big wins pushes them over by 3 points. And then I got the 17. Orko got 3 points. Orko did come back with some points, but I'm over here like, I got to give Orko a win next game. I got to give Orko a win the next game. Anyways, guys, that's it for round 3, man. The last game, I did not tell you what happened with my units because I was kind of pissed about how the game went. Right now in this game, the MVP is easily Baxter, even though the K-Pack took way more points. K-Pack almost took 1,200 points, pinned the K-Pack pretty much terror, quote unquote, the Kestrels off the damn table. They stuck one of the Shaman Masters into combat when basically that master's going to die to Zod. The K-Pack were shooting fucking guys. I want to give it to the K-Pack 100%. You know what it is? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a tie. It's a tie between the K-Pack and Baxter because both of them are the reason I won. There's not a single one that did more than the other because Baxter, if he didn't do all those goddamn pyromaniac spells onto those 2 units, they would have stayed in my objective and I would have lost the objective. Baxter, I was honestly thinking about replacing him with a Thaumaturgy, but after watching this game, I'm putting him back in the list. Can't get rid of the Pyromaniac. He's so fucking good. All right, so it's a tie MVP for both of those. They're actually right now, after this game, first and second in points in my team. Koopa's actually in third. Savages are in fourth. Zod in fifth. Trolls are in 6th, the Black Orcs are in 7th, and the Black Orcs haven't done shit since the first game. The BGKs are 8th. The BGKs are getting gypped on points because I'm doing damage, but I don't record it as well as I used to. 9th is Ruckus. Ruckus does have a couple big games coming up though. 10th is the Green Guard, and 11th is the Spider Riders. Okay, guys. As for my teammates right now, just give you a heads up, and then you guys can look it up if you wanted to. Right now, actually, you probably would see it when I did the points there. But matrix-wise, the person who's doing way above his quota and quote unquote on the matrix is Charlie. Charlie's up 17 on the matrix. Neil's up 11, and then I think it actually is. I'm gonna say no. That's wrong. Looks like Orko's up 5, then Joff is up 4, or no, Gonzalo's up 4. Joff is actually -1 on the Matrix. Myself, I'm -5 on the Matrix, and my Chummer's -9. My brother's actually up 1 point on the Matrix. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoy making it. The next game we're gonna play, we end up pushing. Let's see how far up we could push from that. Let's go back. Let's go back. I'm trying to give you guys this information really quick. End of round 3. That small loss pushed us down further to 12th place. 12th place, and I think that's one of the lowest spots we get this tournament. We did get 2-point penalty that game, and what ends up happening is we're going to play Finland next round. We're going to go for lunch. Going for lunch. This time, we're not going to go for sushi because the all-you-can-eat sushi place rose up in prices. We're not going to take our bikes anywhere. Joff is going to take the Vespa, and he's going to go to McDonald's. And this is the first day of McDonald's, this tournament. All right, guys. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed making it. And until next time, if there's anything else, I feel like I'm forgetting so much because the other videos were up like 50 minutes long. This one is up to almost 50 minutes long. Shit. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Oh, and here's a word from Artem. That's actually what I forgot during the game. Since we finished so fast, I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I came back to him at the end of the next game and had him recap. But since the recap was so late, there was stuff that we both forgot. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Peace. All right.
Alright, so I actually forgot to get this recording earlier, but this is my opponent in round, what was that, 5, 4, 3? 3. I don't even know, I've been here so long. Alright, so you want to talk about how the game went? They always hear from me.
Yeah. Like I say, I had Kestrels run away on turn 3. So
Turn 2?
Turn 3. First I rallied on turn 3, and then I will have empty flank. I'm having one mistake on the end, and I have to screen my scoring. I didn't do it because we have like 2 minutes left and we submit result in 20 seconds. But still, I think it was good matchup for me. I had some bad luck and some bad decisions. We played well, so I deserved my how many points? 2?
I think you got 4, didn't you?
4? I think maybe 4.
I don't remember.
4 points.
Yeah, this is what happens when I don't get it right after the game. We sent in the scores like in like 20 seconds remaining. I really do appreciate the game, man. It was a fun game. I enjoyed it. All right. And how'd you guys do against USA here?
We lost like 93, 67, and I played with my Sylvan Elves against 4 Strongholders and 100 models, 3 up save. I had some points.
Oh man, you're having a rough day too, man. You gotta get some booze.
All right, guys, I gotta leave you with this one little gem here, okay? As I was editing this video, I totally remember this from how it should have ended, and here you guys go. If you guys were ever wondering why I was so deadly afraid of freaking the single shapeshifter, this is why.
Wow, Legolas! You're better than us! You can jump and fight and flip and stab and shoot and jump! Legolas! Legolas! You're better than us! You're better than us! You kill anything that gets in your way and we love it! Wow, Legolas!